Hello everybody, today I will be showcasing my Steel Path Basmu build, and while showcasing this I want you to keep in mind that this weapon has base 20% crit and a 2.0 multiplier. I will be discussing the build in just a moment, just showcasing a little bit more of its crits and such. Let's zoom out and not use the things that it has on it. So this is without Argon scope. Crit colors changed a lot, of course. And I'm going to wait for a cat's eye to showcase the alt fire. Okay, so we got cat's eye. This is the alt fire of the weapon. When aiming down sights, it just absolutely obliterates things. Super high crit multiplier. Good at proccing status to kill enemies. Not that you truly need it with this weapon. You can just pulse it for a split second and it'll chain between enemies and make them easier to kill if you want to do that. Like, oop, oop. Alright, so let's get on to discussing how this actually works. Let's show the beam without any mods. So this is what it would look like. Oh, I got cat's eye again. Never mind. This is what it looks like not aiming down scope with cat's eye though. And like then when you aim down scope, it just kind of shreds shit. Alright, so this is what it looks like. Cat's eye. Alright, so let's get to showcasing the build. First, I'm going to explain two things that go really, really well with this. Alright, so one thing that goes really, really well with this is Arcane Avenger. This is similar to Cat's Eye in the fact that it adds after everything, just like Cat's Eye, and it's pretty much flat. So this is fantastic, and this is definitely needed if you're not running a frame that, well, I mean, you don't need this, but I would say for like max potential, this is essential. If you're running a frame that's like taking damage that can trigger this, like Avar is not going to. And also worth mentioning, you have an Adarza Kavat. You need Cat's Eye and Tech Enhance. These are like crucial. You definitely need these two. This is optional, Sense Danger. I just like this because it outlines enemies, but that's absolutely not necessarily necessary whatsoever. And then onto the actual build itself. For Steel Path, you have Galvanized Chamber, Aptitude, Scope, Rhyme Rounds, and Malignant Force to make electricity viral on direct and viral heat on radial, like the explosion. You have Vital Sense and Hunter Munitions. And also, instead of the Riven, you have a couple of options, but you're going to be replacing it with crit. You would definitely want to go Bladed Rounds, Point Strike, or Critical Delay. One of those three. Just depending on what your preference is. Try them out. You get 320 from this when it's warmed up, so the 150 from this isn't as huge as it might be. I don't know the exact math on the difference between like Critical Delay and Bladed Rounds, but they're roughly close. It's going to shred pretty much anything in its path, even without a Riven, but you do want to put crit here. Now this is the Steel Path build. I have Aerial Ace on here just because I'm running a weird setup on a Naros where I can just hover in the air, so it makes it easier to get headshots on some parts of maps. Primary Deadhead, absolutely necessary. Now onto the Corpus build. It's a little bit different. Wise Hunter munitions on here. Some Corpus enemies have armor. And it just messes up the entire fucking flow of the game if you can't, like kill them. So that's why I have Hunter munitions here. The other reason Hunter munitions here is we're being weird, and let me refresh that. We're being weird and we're building for mag, which a lot of people won't do, but this has extremely high status and will just tear everything off. And because you can't get straight toxin on the radial attack, you can only get gas. That's why we're going mag. Also, so once it strips it off, it'll apply slash after you tear their shields off, which happens almost immediately with this build anyway. With the amount of status and fire rate, you could get like 10 magnetic procs and you could get 12 magnetic procs in a second at least. So it's pretty crazy. Yet again, Aerial Ace. If you aren't running Prime Sure-Footed, I would recommend running Cautious Shot. It's not necessary, but I would recommend running Cautious Shot. Terminal Velocity is kind of completely unnecessary on this weapon. There's not really too much of a reason to use it unless you are going like extremely long range, like planes or something, then maybe throw that on. Yet again here, same exact thing I said with the Riven for the Steel Path build. Go ahead and swap that out for crit. And this will just shred absolutely everything in its fucking path. Now on to a more general purpose AoE build. This kind of works in Steel Path. It doesn't work as well as either of these two do, and I don't have a Corpus version of this. That being said, this is what you will be bringing to like an arbitration per se against Grenier, something along those lines, regular mission, fissure mission, etc. And on this one, this is important. This gets swapped out for Point Strike. On this one, the Riven slot goes to Point Strike because we remove Galvanized Scope. The reason we remove Galvanized Scope is this is more of a casual run-and gun rather than an aim-down sights build, so you're sacrificing severely on crit, so you definitely want to go Point Strike on this one. You also might be wondering why there's no, like slash on here. It's just, it's more casual. Also, heavy caliber decreases the accuracy of the weapon, which is important. That's why we're running this, because low accuracy combined with high fire rate and prime firestorm feels like two prime firestorms. Is this the best build for Steel Path? Not exactly. If you really don't care about the accuracy, you can take off heavy caliber. However, I ran this weapon with heavy caliber and prime firestorm and like casuals for the longest, so I just am very partial to these two. Yet again, this gets swapped out for Point Strike, and everything else here is pretty standard. Thank you for checking out the video. These builds should work on most automatic weapons. They are high investment though. Thank you for watching. Take care and have a wonderful day.